All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Prophet John here. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay. I know some of you guys are probably wondering, hey, why isn't Prophet John Currency 365 talking about Donald Trump wearing a mask? And I was gonna talk about it, but something kept telling me to wait, just to wait and see, because there's a reason why Donald Trump is doing this, and so I'm gonna say it was the Holy Spirit, because I usually will just come out and say, what is Donald Trump doing? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? What is Donald? But something told me to wait. Something told me to wait because I would know the answer very soon. So I did. So I'm gonna say the whole thank you, Holy Spirit, for that. And yeah, so this is what's going on. All right, so Q said that, why is POTUS wearing advising mask, and why is he wearing a mask? Okay, so you can see down here, it says one is going to be because mask eliminate need for mail-in ballots. Okay, because the liberals are trying to push mail-in ballots only, right? And so, if you everybody has a mask on, there's no excuse why everybody can't be line up and go to the polls and vote, right? And then and then also two, it's but wearing masks will absolutely create a need for voter ID. Okay, so here's the thing about the voter ID. Why don't we have that already? With all of these illegals, Donald Trump's been in office for coming up in 4 years. Why don't we have voter ID already, though? That's the thing that scratches. My head is scratching. Like, Donald Trump, you've been in office for almost 4 years now. Like, where's the voter ID? What's taking so long, right? I don't know. I mean, all these illegals, all these people coming into America illegally, you would have already thought that we would already had voter ID. I mean, give me a break, right? I mean, how hard is it to have voter ID? I guess it's something difficult, because we don't have it in America for some reason. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I mean, if you're a registered voter, you should have an ID, maybe a separate ID from your driver's license that says that you are a registered voter. You have an ID that says you are a active registered voter, because a lot of us are, some of us aren't active registered voters, right? Because you have to register and put your name in and blah blah blah. You should get a ID, and it should say your name on it, and maybe your address, and you know what I mean, and it should maybe a picture of you should be on there, so people can't steal your voter ID and use it for themselves. Okay, so maybe it has your picture, your address, your picture, and your name on there. Okay, so that you only people with the voter ID can vote. Okay. So if you're not registered to vote, you can't vote. Okay. So if you have a voter ID, you're the only ones that can vote. So that will remove millions and millions and millions of illegals that are going to try to vote and they don't have a voter ID. Only those with a voter ID can vote. Okay. So, I mean, that should be common sense, but common sense is gone. You know what I mean? And I've been talking about that for a while now. Common sense is gone, right? People don't want to do things with common sense anymore. People want to do things that complete their agendas, that make their agendas win. Common sense is that everyone that's voting should have a voter ID. Point blank and simple, so that everybody knows that you registered to vote and you're a part of a party of the Independent, Republican, or Democratic Party. That should be common sense. And yet people are fighting over that. No, that's not right. That's not American. So what do you mean if that's not right? Are you talking about cheating? If that's not right, then what is right then? Do you mean that illegals can vote? Illegals should have the chance to vote. Oh, yeah, that's why you don't want a voter ID. So you want to do illegal activity. Okay. So Donald Trump starting to wear the mask, starting to tell people, yeah, put the mask on. You know why? Because It's gonna eliminate the mail-in ballots. We don't need mail-in ballots now because everybody's wearing the mask and mask is mandatory. So now we can go. Everybody can go to the polls and line up and be 6 inch apart or whatever you need to be, and we everybody can vote peacefully and properly. And you must have a voter ID. And because we can't recognize you, we can't identify you because you have a mask on. So you must have a voter ID. So if you don't have a voter ID, then you cannot vote. So I'm not sure when they will push that though, because we're running out of time, Donald Trump. So it's like if you're gonna do a voter ID, which is separate from a driver's license, then you should be shipping those things out right now, right? And so you need to make sure that that's implanted. Maybe in August, you make an announcement that everyone that is registered voter will be shipped a voter ID, okay, for the elections, and you'll be able to go to the polls, and you will have a voter ID. Okay. Now here's the problem. Okay, so all that sounds good and everything, but here's the problem. We know that now that the liberals know why Donald Trump is and also the devil, right? Because he doesn't want Donald Trump to win as well. He wants the devil wants his new world order. He wants his new world order now, right? The new world order is rising. There's no doubt about that. The Antichrist system, new world order system is rising, but he wants it to rise now. He wants it to rise more quickly than what it's doing because at the pace that is rising right now, it's probably going to take another 10 years before it's fully implemented, right? And 10, 15 years. So, but he wants it right now. So what the devil's going to do and what the liberals are going to do next is it's time for a new virus. It's time for a new plague, okay? And because if Donald Trump's going to wear a mask and they're going to be able to go to the polls and vote, then Democrats don't stand a chance, and they know that. Okay. And of course, if they create voter ID, the Democrats really don't have a chance. Matter of fact, the Democrats will lose California. Because remember what God has been telling the prophets. God has said a lot of those states that are blue are actually red. They're just blue because of corruption, because of stealing, because of multiple saying the same person is voting 9,000 times and they're not catching it. Okay, they did catch that one lady that voted 500 times for Obama. Remember that? So you can only imagine what they're doing in California and Washington State and other places that the map has turned that keeps being blue and blue and blue. Okay, so and that's what the father the God has already told the prophets that many of those states that are blue are actually red, and the people don't realize that. Okay, so if you have a voter ID system and remove mail-in ballots, those states are going to turn red. Most of America is red, anyways, right? The three big ones is sometimes Florida turns red, but that's because of in my opinion that's because of the candidate. Might candidate might be a popular candidate like Obama. But other than that, Florida's usually red. Um, New York, Chicago, and California are always green. I mean, are always blue. Um, right, most of the time, right? Yeah, all the time. I don't remember being alive and not having New York and California and Chicago blue. Those are three massive states, right, with a huge population. And so you take those three states out. I mean, there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of blue states. Those three states basically represent the whole entire liberal party. And Washington State as well, right? Washington State. So other than that, there's not a lot going on for the liberals in America because most of the rest of the states are red. I mean, you look at the maps on the election maps, and you can just see a sea of red throughout the whole entire America. It's just that New York, California, Washington State, and Chicago are, and sometimes Michigan as well. Michigan goes flip flop, are blue. But what if California, which California is actually a red state, but they hide it, they cheat and hide. What if, because Sacramento and there's a lot of royal farmland areas in California, there's a lot of Republicans in California that, and people only focus on Hollywood area, right? But outside of Hollywood, there's a lot of people that want to own guns and want to do things and farm and things like that. So California is actually a red state. They just keep making it blue because of high corruption. And I mean, think about it. When the polls open, Nancy Pelosi is already giving a victory speech. That's how corrupt California is. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens this time, though, because if they put voter ID in there and you get to everybody must go to the polls, it's a wrap for California. California will turn red. Okay. Now, and the only place that's going to be angry about that and going completely nuts and crazy is San Francisco and in Southern California. Everywhere else in California is going to be celebrating. Okay. And also Washington State. I don't know about Washington State. Washington State might turn red as well, or it might stay blue. I don't know. Okay. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that as well. This is going to be really interesting to see because there's a lot of blue states that are actually red states, but they, because of corruption and because of fraud and voter fraud, they are, and George Soros and stuff like that, they remain blue. But this could change things, folks. This could definitely change things. Or they'll just bring out a new virus. Okay. And because Donald Trump is now wearing the mask and stuff and going basically just doing what they say. Hey, wear a mask. Okay. We're going to wear a mask and then we're going to do voter ID and we don't have to do mail in ballots anymore. Now the liberals are going to be like, we need to switch it up now. We need a new virus so everybody can stay home. See, what they want to do is they want everybody to stay home. Okay, they want mail-in ballot. We'll come and pick up we'll come and pick up everything for you. You know, just mail in your ballot, mail in your ballots, like we're in 1986 again or something. You know, we're in 2020 and they want to go back to 1980s with mail-in ballots. You know, um, so this is really interesting. So what the liberals are going to want to do now, and what the devils are going to want to do now is bring a new virus, right? And if they can bring a new virus, then everybody gets to be forced to stay home, and we'll come and knock on your door and get the, or you can do it through the internet. They might set it up where you have to vote through the internet. Yeah, they're gonna try. They're gonna try whatever they can do to try to get Donald Trump out of that presidency. So watch out for that. So I'm guaranteeing they woke up this morning going, everybody's reposting this. So let's figure something else. Let's figure something new. And the only thing I can think of in my top of my head is just bring out a new virus and force everybody to stay home, right? And so, anyways, peace out. God bless. I'll talk to you guys later, and keep an eye on California. We're watching for that mega earthquake, and I still believe that it could be over the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, which will bring a gold rush. I don't know when that's going to happen though, but we're just keeping an eye on it. It's been a lot of heavy or big earthquakes lately. We talked about the one about Alaska yesterday, which was what 7.8. Wow, it's a big one. All right, peace out. God bless. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Eyes open.